Getting into the beginning of this video, you might be wondering, Smank, what is that holy light that is behind you right now? That is the outside world. And frankly, I needed to go outside and get some fresh air after watching the first two episodes of HBO Max's new animated show, Velma, which is an absolute piece of shit. I feel like with HBO Max originals, they have a trend in which they come out with one good show and then one bad show at the same time, and they're always, fighting for the viewer's glory, which in the case right now, it is people watching The Last of Us for entertainment, and then there's people hate watching Velma because it's an absolute, pile of fucking garbage, and they're curious to see how bad it is. But even then, curiosity kills the cat. I am saying this right now. Don't fucking waste your time. Two episodes, that wastes 50 fucking minutes of your life. You do not want to waste 50 minutes of your life watching this shit. You can do literally anything else that'll be just better than fucking watching Velma on HBO Max. Because it is honestly the worst show I've ever seen, and I've only seen the first two episodes. Because that's, let's face it, those are the only episodes that are out right now. But I'm not going to get invested in this show. I'm not going to watch episode 3, 4, 5, 6, fucking 69, 420, I don't know. You think I'm going to watch the rest of this series? You're out of your fucking mind. If you asked me the day before yesterday what my least favorite show was, I would have said Big Mouth. If you asked me yesterday or today what my least favorite show is, I'd say Velma. Velma makes Big Mouth look like Breaking Bad. That is how fucking horrible Velma is. Keep in mind, Big Mouth has 5 seasons, and I watched the entirety of season 1. That's when I gave up. Velma has only 2 episodes, and I think it's already worse than fucking Big Mouth. Like, I only laughed at one joke in the entirety of Big Mouth, and it was just like a shock laugh, which was like an unexpected joke about Nazis, right? In Velma, the most I did was like crack a little smirk. And that was with one joke, which also has to do with Nazis. It's when Fred was given the Hitler stash in episode 2. And I was like, oh, that's kind of amusing. But then I realized what show I was watching, and I was like, oh, it's ruining Scooby-Doo. And, my smirk lowered into a frown. So, when it comes to bad shows like this, they're like, when they know they're not being funny enough, they go for a Nazi joke, just straight up Nazi joke out of nowhere. And like, what makes me like find it amusing is not that the Nazi joke is like funny or original or anything. I mean, it's a fucking Nazi joke. They're all the same. But like, it's the fact that they have to resort to it that makes me entertained. I think that the fact that they ran out of jokes and had to, they had to resort to the Hitler jokes, and sometimes they work in good shows and good comedies. A Hitler joke could work, right? He's an evil dictator. Let's make fun of him. That's what they did in Velma, right? So it was kind of just like, oh, Fred is Hitler now, and it, looking back at it, I shouldn't even have smiled at the joke because it was just really bad, really poorly done. And the joke in Big Mouth that I laughed at was in season 1, one of the later episodes. I watched it when I was, younger, back when the show first came out. I was a young buck, and I was, Hitler jokes were bound to get me. Nazi jokes, ooh, ha ha, they were the funniest shit ever. When I heard the joke, it was something about like a train being sent to Auschwitz or something, and I hooted and hollered for like 1 second and then just got back to watching it. And now looking back at the joke, it's not funny. And in fact, it's bad. So I guess that's what happens, when you're younger, I suppose. But I'm not going to be talking about Big Mouth's horrible humor today. I'm going to be talking about Velma's horrible humor. Because let me tell you, it is something special. And, it is fucking terrible. So basically, the first joke in the entire series, I'm not making this up, just shows the joke is basically just 2 cockroaches fucking, in a high school gym locker room, and Daphne says ew and then heads to the showers. And then it follows up with one of the worst jokes I've ever heard in a TV show ever, and it physically made me fucking cringe. And it was with all these girls who were naked in the shower, right? Tits, boobs, ass, vaginas, even dicks, everywhere. One of the girls says, isn't it weird how in all of these shows, like in the pilot episodes, there's just so much gratuitous nudity? And then they're all talking about it, and that joke physically made me cringe. Like, I'm not even joking. That joke was so bad, it made me cringe. I don't know how else to say it. It made me physically actually cringe. I felt like a turtle going into its shell for safety. You know? That's how bad that joke was. Then out of fucking nowhere, I'm not even kidding, out of nowhere, like something out of fucking Scream, Velma comes in with like a mask on, and it's like, who is this person? Even though it's like really obvious who it is, and she just starts beating ham out of the fucking girls in the shower with a crowbar or some shit. And then they find out that it's Velma and she gets kicked out. The weird part about that was she was like, oh, nobody likes me, nobody wants to be with me. Even though she just like assaulted 17 people with a fucking crowbar. That's the show's attempt at actual serious drama. And one of the many attempts, which they all kind of suck. And you might be asking, how did the jokes get worse than that? Well, I already showed you a demonstration, but that's only the tip of the iceberg, buddy. Get ready to put on your diapers and, shit your pants because, god damn it, I'm gonna send you deep to the fucking abyss of these terrible jokes. There's a joke in episode 1 when Velma meets Fred for the first time where he keeps, not recognizing her. He says he has an illness where he can't recognize people who aren't hot. And she asks if it's called rudeness, and he says it is, which, hooty har har. He's a rich, entitled fucking douchebag who can't do things for himself. That's basically his entire character now. The iconic leader of the mystery gang, he's fucking gone. He is dead. His replacement is here. This is the new Fred, baby. This is the Fred that our generation, our kids are gonna fucking love. They're gonna idolize him. What? Who's this old Fred who actually did stuff? He's 6 feet under now. I only know new Fred and new Daphne and Mindy Kaling and Norville. Where's Scooby? I don't fucking know. Fucking euthanized. Fucking how am I supposed to know? This isn't about Scooby anymore. This is about Mindy fucking Kaling. Alright? Fuck Scooby-Doo. Fuck him. I don't think I can talk about this show anymore, dude. I don't think I can talk about the jokes. I'm gonna try. Almost all of the jokes are pop culture references of some sort. They always talk about other shows and their tropes and then proceed to do it. And it's miserable. It is absolutely fucking miserable. I wouldn't be surprised if they play this show in fucking Guantanamo Bay, because watching it feels like torture. I haven't done a review for like a movie or a show in a while, and my last one was like Space Jam 2. Fucking Christ, man, I had to talk about Velma. I had to talk about how fucking miserable Velma is. I'm gonna give this shit like a 0.5 out of 10. That is so fucking bad. It is so fucking miserable, and I'm never gonna lay my eyes on it ever again. Holy shit. Terrible show. See you guys. Oh yeah, and by the way, The Last of Us is good.